Good evening, folks, and thank you for joining me today on today's stream. Today I'm broadcasting on both Twitch and YouTube as a bit of an experiment. Now, I believe that the quality on YouTube is awful, so I do apologise for that. I'm just more interested to see if anybody's actually going to be using it and, noticing that I'm streaming on there, just to see, basically, see if it's worth using it or not. I'm also streaming on, I believe, 720p. Yes, I know we've gone back 20 years in time, I understand. I've had a look on the Twitch stream. I've been testing it earlier, and I do apologise if you get getting messages about that. I did forget I was using the wrong stream for that, the wrong channel. I do apologise. But I don't think the stream looks entirely bad, actually, on Twitch. I mean, obviously, it's not quite as detailed as it has been in the past, but I think it passes for 720. I mean, it'll do for now, I'd imagine, for at least what we're going to be showing. Maybe if you're a bit concerned about the site blocking us, just don't watch it in full screen, because it's not necessary, to be honest, is it? Let's be fair. Yeah. Anyway, how are you? How are you doing? You're all good. Excellent. In case people weren't aware or don't actually care, which is fine as well. I'm only streaming Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays now because I need more time to myself to do other things because I'm running out of time at the moment. It's amazing how much time in the day I don't have. When I finish work at 7 o'clock in the evening, and I start work at like 10:30, which you might say 10:30. That's late, isn't it? And I'm like, yes, it is, but bearing in mind that you can't do a great deal in the morning. Let's be honest, you can't get much done. You can't do anything before you start work, really, because by the time you've started doing something, you've got to stop doing it. And besides, it's early, and I hate early mornings. I'm terrible at early mornings. They're not my thing at all. So there you go. Anyway, so yeah, so we're just going to try streaming on YouTube, see how it goes. I'm fully aware it's not the highest quality in the world. I believe I'm using that rather. It's Restream, it's called. It's not a bad system, but obviously it's not free if you want to get anything good out of it. So this particular stream is not. It's Twitch looks fine. I think Twitch is all right, but YouTube, yes, because you can't change the settings for YouTube, you're kind of stuck with what you got, I'm afraid. So we'll see how that goes. If everyone hates it, then whatever. I'll just leave it on Twitch. Anyway, what is the plan for tonight? Well, I need to make some food first because I happen to have nothing but sausages, which is a bit unfortunate. As much as I do like them, I should have a bit more variety. The only issue I've got is I don't actually have a great deal of ingredients. I just noticed I've left my entrails actually in the boat. Yeah, and I'm gonna try and get a little bit of food. I might just cook some meat, to be honest, because I really can't be asked to do all the gathering because God, that takes forever. Um, and then we're going to go sailing for a little while. I've decided that I really quite need to find this trader guy because I've got so much money now; it's insane. And there's no point in having all these riches if you can't do anything with them, really, can you? You know what I mean? So I think it's time that we did something about that. So I'm gonna, we're gonna go sailing for a little while, see what exciting things we can find. One of the, if I was to criticise this game, uh, and let's be honest, there's not a massive amount you can criticise. There's always things that can be improved, obviously. I would love to see a bit more. I don't know. I'd like to have more things to find because I don't think there's a great deal to find at the moment. Which it's early access. This is not a finished game, and I'm fully aware of that, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. However, it would be nice to have other mysteries to discover because at the moment I'm pretty sure I found everything. The only things I haven't found yet, of course, are the there's a couple of biomes I haven't been to yet, and I can't remember what they're called now. Um, so I know that there's some creatures that I haven't bumped into yet, which I'm not entirely looking forward to, but hey ho. And I would love to just find this trader, to be honest, because that'd be quite useful. But other than that, though, I don't believe there's a great deal else I'm missing. So yeah, I think it'd be nice to find some more things, things in the world of Valheim and Norse mythology, things that are undiscovered, that sort of stuff. I mean, I wouldn't be entirely surprised to find that the developers are going to add that at some point because, well, why wouldn't they? We already know that they're adding stuff soon-ish, which would be quite cool. Looking forward to that. And they reckon the game's only 50% complete as well. So if there's only 50% of the stuff in the game now, I can only imagine what it's going to be like when it's finished. I hope we are going to have more stuff to find. That'd be epic. Now, what I am going to do though is I am going to take with me some of these bad boys. I won't bother with the money right now because I'm going to make a portal. Now, as I'm not going to do it today because no time. Obviously, we have many things to do and no time to do it. But what I am going to do, if I can find all the bits I need, is I'm going to make a. Eventually, we're going to make a portal room here. We're going to get rid of all the portals in the other place. We're going to stick them all in here. Um, but I need a portal that is going to eventually lead to the trader when I find him. Not that I actually happen to have anything I need to make to do this, actually, which is not very helpful. Where has all my stuff gone? I thought I had more stuff. I don't need that, obviously. Oh, that's slightly inconvenient. I thought I had. Oh, here we go. I need 20 of these, don't I? Is it 20? I actually can't remember if it's 20 or 40 per portal. Let's have a look. 10, that's right. So the only thing I need is some fine wood, which I don't have a massive amount of just now. I'll need to find some of that. So yeah, I'm going to make a portal here, and then whenever I'm going to go hunting for this guy, and I'm hoping we're going to bump into him, and then I can make a portal right there, so I don't have to keep going backwards and forwards. Just to build a portal. Should go prepared. It's always a good idea. Okay, so to that end, I need to get some fine wood, which is our first task of the day. Because I don't think we've got anything in here, have I? No. Got my dragon egg though. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I've got it. Uh, I'll put these in there as well. Actually, Do you know what? I'll take these as well because you never know when they're going to come in handy. And I'll even take my poison arrows because I've run out of other arrows as well. I've noticed. I could make some more, but actually, do you know what? Thinking about it, I probably should make some more arrows because if I'm going to be on the sea for that long, you just know I'm going to bump into a couple of the sea serpents, and I don't really want to be dying from them today. I haven't died yet, and I don't intend to. Did I die? Have I died from a serpent yet? No, I escaped the last one. The first time I bumped into a serpent, the boat was down to like about a single pixel's width worth of health, but I did manage to survive, which I thought was quite impressive. Uh, since then, of course, I've got enough arrows to kind of give them enough hassle to go away. I would like to kill one because I just want to kill one because they're annoying little gunts, and B, I think it'd be quite cool to see what their bonuses are for food. My understanding is they do give some rather nice bonuses for eating them, and that would be quite good, I think. While I'm here, I will just shove some carrots in the ground because, as we all know, carrots are life. Is that it? No? 9, haven't I? There we go. 9 carrots. Oh, get off that. Right, there we go. Okay, so let's just dump. I don't need that where I'm going, obviously, so we'll dump my bow back in there. I'll just get rid of some of the other rubbish that I don't need right now. So we'll just shove that in here. Actually, have I got room in the other one? Yeah, dump it in there because that's where my metals go. Okay, nothing else here to get rid of it. No, I need some wood. Actually, my arrows, which I think is in this one, isn't it? Yes. Let's just get 26 for now. It should be enough. Right, let's go and make some arrows. I think it's on this one. Is it not? Yeah, there we go. Obsidian arrows. Oh, we might as well make 60. There you go. That should keep me going, I imagine. And what I'll do then is I won't keep the other arrows because they're taking up special valuable space. We'll get rid of those. Don't need the obsidian and the rest. I don't need the wood either. Just keep that because I've got loads of wood. I will always keep this pickaxe handy because it will come in handy for any time I need a pickaxe that without on breaks. Always a good idea. Anyway, let's have a look. So I need to make some sausages. To do that, we need some of that. We need some of them. And I think it's mushrooms as well. No, not mushrooms. I forget how you make them now. Oh, it's just those things. Right, let's just make a pile of these. Oh, is that it? Is that what I have, is it? Just 14. I thought I could have it all of those. Must have run out of thistles. Oh, well, fine. That's enough for now. Okay, I will. Oh, what should we do now? Can't make any other useful food. I tell you what, let's spend 10 minutes, a quarter of an hour black blueberry hunting because I would like to see if I can grab some blueberries. I think I don't want those. Bye. Right. I won't spend a massive amount of time doing this, but I think it's worth a look. Always misty. So anyway, what have I got to tell you today? Again, there's not much I can really talk about. There is one thing that I'm quite looking forward to. There's a game series that some people might have heard of, and some people probably haven't. It's a series of JRPGs called Trails of Cold Steel, and it's an unusual game, not something that you would expect me to get into really, but I have to say, even though it's a bit of an anime fest, I do quite like the storyline, and I definitely like the gameplay. If anybody's ever played Final Fantasy, you'll be right at home with this game because it's just like that really, but a lot more. I would say it's more advanced in many respects. One of my favourite JRPG games, which is quite controversial, is Final Fantasy X. Excluding the main character, who is irritating as hell, the storyline I think is extraordinary, especially when you haven't played it before. Obviously, it's not got the same depth as it has that once you played it. Of course, that's not what it's about though. Um, you know, I played the game all the way through without cheating and without. Let me turn it down. That's really loud, actually. Why is that so loud on my game? My God, that sounds like I actually am in a storm. Yeah, that's better. Right, how loud is it on my stream? I better check that actually. Oh, it's not, so that's fine. Oh, I don't even. There's no sound at all actually. Sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, so it's one of those games where you play it all the way through without looking at anything, and you don't cheat, and you're gonna miss loads of stuff. It's got a lot of replayability, especially when you get past the first sort of half of the game. When you get to the second half, well, I wouldn't even say the second half. It's like the second or the third quarter almost. You'll find that the game opens up a lot more, and you have more things to do, and loads of secrets to find, and you know, epic things to kill, and yeah, it's a great game. But the storyline I thought was really quite good. I won't spoil it in case someone's not played it. I mean, I can't imagine by now anybody not playing it. But yeah, if you like a good, deep RPG game, JRPG. Don't get me wrong. We're not talking a Skyrim sort of game here. It's actually it's fairly linear, to be honest. You do go from A to B, but there's a lot of pathways from that spread off into different storylines and different things to do. There's a lot of hidden things to discover, loads of hidden things to discover, and they are worth discovering for just for the sheer fun of playing the game. So definitely a good game. But what I liked about the game was the turn-based combat. As most people are probably aware, Final Fantasy games tend to use a turn-based combat system called active. Is it active time? I think they called it. And essentially, what you're doing is you take turns in hitting somebody. So you hit someone, they hit you back, blah 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 blah. And you got spells and potions you can use and special moves and all sorts. So the trick of Final Fantasy games is to understand the different spells, what they do, how they react to enemies, and to find the best combination of moves to kill enemies. And obviously, you do think the boss fights in that are some of them are really quite good. They're quite difficult to start off with, so you learn the secrets of how to defeat them. And then once you've learnt the secret and you start playing your way through it, you feel it's quite a satisfying feeling, I think. But yeah, so that's one of my all-time favorite JRPG games. And to be fair, Trials of Cold Steel was very, very similar in the combat. If anything, is deeper. It has got, I would say, it's got a few minor niggles that have been there since the series began. This will be the fourth and final game in that particular series. The Trails series of games has been around for a very long time. There's different like storylines that I've not played half of them yet because I never discovered this until way into the like just within the last 10 years, and these games have been around since like the old console days, you know. So yeah, it certainly is a game that I quite like, and uh, number four is coming out tomorrow, I think it is. So I will be definitely be playing that. I won't be streaming it because I don't believe it's really a streamable game. Not really, because there's a lot of story in it. It's got a lot of cutscenes and things like that in there. I can't imagine people being really particularly interested in watching that, so I'm not going to subject you to that. I'm afraid. Um, I'm not finding any. I'm not in the Black Forest anymore, am I? There you go. Yeah, so that'd be awesome. And it'll bring the story to a close, which I've been following for a decade now. It's been out on the PS4 for ages, but as I don't have one, I do not know what happens. I've been very careful not to read anything to do with spoilers or storylines or anything. So, yeah, looking forward to that. That'd be quite good. Um, so that's one thing. Um, what else has happened in the world? Again, it's a bit quiet at the moment. There's not a great deal going on. If any, uh, trying to follow the news and stuff. I mean, Outriders is another game that's come out recently, and yeah, it's awful. Well, I don't understand why the game is as it is. For example, it is online only, which is ridiculous. I can't fathom why it's online only, apart from just the developers have insisted it is not a game as a service. It is just there. I don't know why it's there. They haven't really given a very good reason, and I think that's part of the problem because they haven't given a very good reason. No one believes a word they're saying. It's all come down to the anti. There's an anti-cheat built into the game, I believe, and everyone's kind of saying, well, it's a single player only game. Why is there anti-cheat in there? But there is no need for it to be there. It's like a program running in the background that everyone's questioning, saying, well, why is it there? So I suspect it's more like a piracy thing, and also I would imagine there's going to be somewhere along the line we're going to start seeing the old microtransactions as well. I can't imagine that not being the case. There's no reason for it to be there other than having microtransactions, and as we all know, that's the bane of society. So I mean, I'm never going to play it. I don't think Outriders is for me anyway, but I don't fancy playing that sort of game when it's got all that crap built into it. I just can't be done with it at all. Valheim, just as an example, how I don't believe will ever have microtransactions because why would you? Um, I would have no major problem paying for DLC for this game, presume as long as it was obviously worth the effort, was a good one and added a lot to the game. However, that's why this game is probably so popular because it's a single player offline game. You can play online if you want to, but you don't have to. And even if you play online, there's nothing hidden going on. There's nothing dodgy. You just play online with people. And there's not many of those games around, to be honest. That's not something you find them at that many of. I would love to see this on console. I think this would make a tremendously good console game. However, I wouldn't be too surprised. The reason it's not on console is because of the requirement to pay to play it. and I don't know if they want to get into that sort of thing. I hope they do though, because this would be excellent. This would make an excellent Switch game. I can definitely see this being on a Switch. That would be pretty good. Um, it would make sense actually to have this on Switch. I think. Imagine playing Valheim in your pocket. How awesome would that be? I can't imagine anything better than having this in your pocket. So if you're busy somewhere, you can whip it out and start playing this. That'd be fantastic. But anyway, so yeah, Outriders is terrible. As I'm sure everyone here is fully aware, there's not much going on in the world of gaming right now. It's not epic. Um, I played a bit of Elite Odyssey last night for myself. To be honest, that's not as good as I would like. It is just well, they call it an alpha. We all know it's not an alpha. Alpha games are not ready for being released in any way, shape, or form. This is a beta test. It's clearly a beta test because it sounds to me like the whole thing is ready to go. All they're doing is stress testing certain aspects of the game. And that's fine because at the end of the day, people will pay for it, like I have, to get a look at it and see what's going on. But disingenuously calling it an alpha is just ridiculous. It is a paid for beta test, which are testing four aspects of the game as they introduce them in. Um, and the biggest complaint I've seen so far is because of the transport time, which I totally understand. It takes when you're in a shuttle and you're not actually doing it yourself, it takes far too long to get from A to B. Oh, hang on, there we go. Just get that lovely gold. Just get rid of all this rubbish I don't need. Need any of that? Don't need that right now. There. Actually, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just scuffle some raspberries and a mushroom, just to keep my health topped up a little bit. I'll spend another 5 minutes doing this, and then I'll just head back. How many have I got right now? 19. So 8. If I could get four more, five more even, that would get me 3 lots of jam, which would be 12 jams, which would be just about right, I think. And I'm also getting some more thistles because, well, we always need thistles. No one's ever explained to me why thistles make sausages. I can't figure that one out. I mean, thistles, as far as I'm aware, thistles aren't any sort of a herb. Um, I've never, I've never tried to use them in herbs. I mean, God, imagine having a thistle in your broth or something like that. That'd be awful. That would. What's that? I heard a wolf then as well. It's funny when you first come to the mountains, and it took me quite a while for me to encounter my first wolf, and now they're bloody everywhere. Anyway, there's no berries there, so let's keep looking. I'll tell you what I did play last. Was it last? Yeah, last. No, not before. Um, there's an RPG game called Disco Elysium. Is it Disco Elysium? Disco. Yeah. Oh God, I can't remember the name of the game now. It is Disco Elysium, isn't it? If anybody's not heard of it, it is a very good game. Um, you kind of play the part of a somewhat useless detective. Yeah, I think it's in 1950s, but it's like a alternative universe. Of course, it always is. Uh, I have not played enough of the game to give a very deep and meaningful insight into exactly what's going on. So I'm not going to try. What I can tell you though is that it is a good old-fashioned point-and-click adventure where you drag your character around and click on things to interact with things, find things, solve problems. The good old days of LucasArts adventure games like Monkey Island and that sort of thing, Day of the Tentacle. It's that sort of thing, but in much more modern graphics and very adult. It's a very adult game, which is awesome because that's always a good thing. And it's all dice rolls. It's very cool like that. It's very old school. Um, it has their little tabletop D&D type rules as well, so you can re-roll things and You got certain checks you can make against rolls and all these sort of. It's a very good system actually. But what's epic about it is the way that your character is portrayed as well, totally useless. In fact, it's really funny, and he's you have different aspects of your personality that come through as voices, like a bit of a schizophrenia, I think, like going on. And what happens is these voices talk to you in a story-like manner. Now, that's awesome in itself. It's very funny to read because in the original version of the game there was a lot of reading. There's no voiceovers. There's nothing like that. It was all text based. You could see like a little window, and it told you what you were thinking and what you could do and what you couldn't do. It would all depend on the skills you knew. There's a lot of skills, a lot of things you can learn, and it would all depend on what you decided to learn and how high your level were. That you could do sort of things like perception and confidence and this sort of thing, and then your brain would tell you what it is you can actually say, and then you would see your conscious part of the brain saying it to you. It was really funny. It is very funny. It's a very funny game. Well, they've just released a new version of the game. The original game was only released a couple of years ago, um, and it now has slightly improved graphics. It's a bit more high resolution, which is a good thing. The original graphics weren't terrible at all, but having them slightly more high definition and a bit more detail does make things a little bit easier to see, I think. But the most important part is that the whole game now is more or less the entire game is now voiced with some particularly good voice actors. I don't know the names of any of these voice actors. I don't know if there's any famous ones in there. I suspect there's a lot of people who've done games in the past, so I'm sure there's recognisable names in there. But the ones I've heard so far are awesome. There's different voice actors for different parts of your brain, which is epic in itself. And then you hear yourself talking to yourself in multiple voices. Very funny. Very funny indeed, actually. And if you're into any sort of like good adult type story, um, and you don't mind a little bit of, I wouldn't say gore and gruesome stuff, but it's just it's very. I'm trying to think of a movie or something that's very similar to it. I'm not doing very well. I can't think of anything. So I'm not. I don't tend to watch that sort of stuff, to be honest. Um, I don't know why I'm punching the skeleton for, but it's quite funny. There you go. Yeah, but it's very adult themed. I don't think there's any sex or anything in it. I don't think it's quite that adult themed. Uh, T does try to get off with some woman at the very beginning of the game. If you want to, you can try and clumsily advance her, and it doesn't work very well. Um, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's just fun and quite light-hearted. In fact, the funny thing is, if you read the text and the actual lore behind the game, it's anything but funny. It's um, very downtrodden, a lot of depression. There's a lot, you know. There's a very first part of the game. There's like a strike in a dockyard with a really fat rich person who's like behind the counter, the desk in there, just being a rich person. You know, that sort of people, those sort of people, the ones you hate. That just sets the tone for the game basically. But you can choose to do some epically stupid things, and you have to face the consequences of that. And you got your hapless partner who somehow manages to deal with you in a very deadpan way. Very impressive game. So yeah, heartily recommend that. 9 out of 10. Very good indeed. Um, so I'll play that off and on when I get a chance. I think. Oh yes, and probably the biggest gaming story of the decade so far is the release of a brand new Pac-Man game, which I am going to play immediately after this stream because I've been desperate to have a go at it, but I've decided I'm going to do it after I finish this because I may never leave the game. It's called Pac-Man 99, and it is on the Nintendo Switch exclusively, I'm afraid, and it is exactly the same as Tetris 99. If you haven't heard of that, then you've missed out, I'm afraid. Tetris 99 is exactly what the game sounds like. It's Tetris, but with 99 other players at the same time. So it's like a battle royale of cubes, which is unusually epic. So the idea is that you basically play Tetris and you try to stay alive by defeating your opponents by getting as many pods as possible and then every time you get a quad, or even I think it's 3 lines as well, you can send those lines to other players on the game board. You see little tiny representations of their game board, and then you can choose to select it using the D-pad, I think it is, and then you can actually either choose one person to send it to, or you can choose people who are at a certain point, they've got a higher score or higher level than you, or just random, or those who are about to be knocked out. You can just quicken their death by sending them blocks as well, and it's awesome. It's very very funny. It's very frustrating, of course, if you're on the receiving end. Um, that's enough. That's enough berries now. I can go back home now. Yeah, very frustrating if you're on the receiving end, but great fun nonetheless to play. And they've done exactly the same for Pac-Man, which is just absolutely phenomenal. And I have to play this game; it's got to be done. So it's a standard Pac-Man board, nothing special there, with the standard ghosts. The difference is that, like on the championship versions of Pac-Man, if you've ever played those, the championship versions are more of a time trial sort of thing, where you have to go very fast around the Pac-Man board, and you clear it with dots, and you've got to try and eat as many ghosts as possible in the amount of time that you're given to do so. And the more you got to try and do it in a certain amount of time, and it's a very different game to normal Pac-Man. It's not like a proper game of Pac-Man. It's very competitive. Well, in this version of Pac-Man 99, pardon me, you do exactly the same thing in terms of playing Pac-Man, except that whenever you get power pills, um, you can obviously eat your normal ghosts. And from what I understand, whenever you eat these ghosts, what do they call them? Um, there's a name for them, but essentially, oh my wolf, what's he doing out here? Come on, you can come with me. Yeah, oh, there's a dead wolf here, I think. Actually, I'm not sure what's going on here. Uh, I don't know. Very odd. Yeah, so you get. I can't remember what they're called, but think of them as ghost Pac-Mans. So you get the same number of Pac-Mans on your level as you do the ghost they've eaten. I think that's how it works. And I believe these Pac-Men can actually eat you, so that's bad. So you try to avoid them, and then I haven't played the game yet. I don't know exactly when they appear, but you get the sleeping ghosts like you used to get in the championship versions. And sleeping ghosts, they do exactly what they say. They're sleeping, and what you do then is you eat them as you would normally with a power pellet. No, that's right. You go through them when they're sleeping. They don't hurt you, and they attach themselves to the standard ghosts in the game. And then the idea is that you eat all the ghosts when you get a power pill, and then all those ghosts get transferred over to another player, and obviously that wrecks their game, which is always fun. So the idea is to score as many points as possible, eating all the ghosts and not dying, essentially. And I guess it's a last man standing. You actually have other power ups you can use once a match, so you can go faster. I think there's an invulnerability one. There's other I can't remember what the other two are now, but you can do that as well. So you can choose those at any point in the game, so you can get a bit of an advantage. But yeah, I've been playing that. That sounds absolutely superb. Right up my alley. That is. I do like a game of Pac-Man. I wouldn't say I'm epically good at Pac-Man. Let's be blunt here. I'm not the best Pac-Man player in the world. I don't know the patterns, for example. I have no idea about the optimal way to eat all the dots and stuff in the game, because I don't think that makes any difference at all now. I don't think it'll help you in the slightest in this game. You do what you can until until you get thousands of other ghosts and Pac-Man jumping into your game. Then of course you do what you need to do out of the way. Anyway, let's make some jam, because I know I can. Fantastic. There we go. Nice. The only thing I'm missing now, of course, is carrots, which is a bit of a shame, because I could just do some carrot soup. But alas, no carrot soup today. I'll tell you what I will do though. I'll make a few more saucy jars, because I believe I've got enough ingredients to do that for the time being. Let's just do that. Should I pick up the intros? No, I'll put them back because I'm stupid. There. There we go. Sausages! I should get like some Twitch overlays So every time I make sausages or carrots, I can press a button and a sausage will float on the screen with big eyes and sort of wave at you as it goes past. Uh, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. I'm sure everybody who's watching this right now will be saying yes, please do that. That's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. So I'll do that at some point. Oh, get back again. Right, so let's put all this crap away because I have enough food now to last me for a while. I have many jam. Oh, I have many sausages. I have to put these sausages away. I don't need those. And I always seem to run out of jam, so I'll keep hold of them for, I think. This can go over there. Don't need any raw meats. Don't need any raspberries. Don't need blueberries. Don't need any dandelions. And I need to get rid of some of this stuff, don't I? Right, so I need. What am I doing now? I've forgotten. My brain's gone to sleep. You need to just move because you annoy me. Come on, out of the way. Good stuff. No, that one. Get rid of that because that'll come in handy to put some lights up later. Have I got any room for my? Yes, I can put that in there. Perfect. Right, so I need some fine wood, and that's it. I've got everything else. Right, let's go and grab some fine wood then. Again, I won't take too long doing this because it's dead easy. Just a thing up here, and then we can crack on and we'll see if we can find this bloody trader. I don't know where he is. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to cheat and use a map to do it because I think that's just ridiculous. What's the point of that? There is no fun doing that. I'd much rather try and do it myself because then I can say I found him and I feel much better about it. Even if it takes less than a month. Yeah. Speaking of months, come no. Oh, for God's sake, where's he? Come back here. Right. No, don't go the other way. There we go. Yeah, speaking of months, so some of you who've been listening may know, I've been doing a little bit of the old crypto mining with a tool called Nice Hash, which is pretty good, and it's all been going well until I realised that I am using what's called Quick Miner because it advertised it as being a good one for Nvidia cards, blah blah blah. I've got an Nvidia 2080 Super, so I thought, well, that should be fast enough to get me a couple of quid at least, which it is. Except that I didn't realise that there's another miner, the main one called just think it's called Nice Hash or something. And it turns out it can actually mine at 10 mega hashes more than what I was already doing. Now, that's not like, oh my god, I've just lost so much money doing that. It's not quite that bad. However, over time, that's probably a few quid that I've lost out on because I didn't know you could do that. The downside to it is you can't actually, or at least I can't see a way to change the speed of the GPU, what's used. So essentially, it's a full tilt all the time. And my graphics card is not exactly the quietest card in the world when it goes at maximum speed. So yeah, it can be quite loud. But I don't care because I sleep through that without any problem. It's downstairs. I don't care. So I have it on full beans overnight, and yeah, it does make a difference. I'm now at 53 quid. 53 quid for doing absolutely nothing at all for just 3 weeks. And I think for a single card that's not on all the time, that is not bad. That's not bad at all. So I figured that if I did that for the next, if I did that for the next 10 months, right, if all things being equal, I should get about 70 quid a month. So that means I should get about what, 840 pounds for the year. If I do for 12 months, that'll buy me an RTX 3080 because of course they will be available then. Indeed they will. They will. Oh, they will. They won't. They won't be available. We're not going to see any graphics cards forever. That's it now. They're never going to come back. We're going to have to just use the built-in graphics card to get you a graphic with your processor. Yeah. And if you're an AMD guy, well, you've got no luck at all because you haven't got any built-in. So, which I haven't actually. I've got an AMD chip, so I can't sell my card. I'd love to sell my card because then I could buy another card, but they don't have any other cards. So if I sold my card, I wouldn't have a card, and I wouldn't be able to buy another card because I couldn't see them to buy it, and I'd have no cards anyway because they're not in stock. So yeah, not good. I do kind of feel sorry for those people who did exactly that when they heard the 3080s are coming out. They sold their shiny new 20 card. and they couldn't get hold of a 30 card, and now they're forced to buy an Xbox or something and play that instead, and they have regret forever because they never waited like I did. So sad. Anyway, what was I doing? So I have jam, I have fine. Have I got enough fine wood? I don't have. I need to get more. Right. So let me build this portal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove this portal down here for the time being. My plan, which I decided literally 30 seconds ago, is I'm now going to use this open area here, and this is going to be my portal room. So I'm going to expand that way, and I'm going to probably expand this way a little bit maybe, and this will be all full of portals basically, the ones I've already got, and I'll stick them all in here. Yeah, that's my plan. Good plan, don't argue. Right, let's shove that one in. We'll put it in that corner there. There you go. So we'll call this one Trader with high hopes. There you go. So when I do eventually come across the trader, I will already have that in place, and I don't have to worry about trying to go back and get it. For that purpose, I'm also going to raid. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I don't need to raid that because I can come back and get it. Oh, actually, speaking of money, though, I do need to put that stuff back in here, don't I? There we go. That's perfect. Right. So is it 20 fine wood I needed? Again, I've forgotten. Yeah, 20. So let's go and grab a little bit more fine wood, and then we can set sail, and hopefully we'll be able to find this trader, and I will be a very happy person indeed, because then I can go fishing. And fish is awesome because you can get nice fish, which of course will allow you to eat it, and you get some very nice bonuses for fish as well. It's quite a good food to have. It's an excellent food to have if you haven't got things like your carrot soup and that. It's not quite as good, of course. I mean, nothing's as good as carrot soup, obviously, but it's not bad. So let's scoff all those two for now, and I'll have a raspberry. There you go. Right. Oh, come on. There you go. Stop saving. Right. Oh, look at that. Power. That was just power. Right, let's whop this down. 15. Let's get rid of that wood. Actually, I can keep that. I'll take it back in a minute. Let's do this one. Oh, come here, you little twat. There you go. Oh. You just hit. Right, is that enough? Yeah, there we go. I am done. Where's my castle? There it is. Right. I'll just dump that spare wood in here. It's fine. I'll just take exactly what I need, because save space we do that. Whatever. Yeah. That will do just nicely. Last thing I think I need, probably going to have to make some more meaty products of some sort, so let's do that as well. Shall I use the fish or shall I use the meat? Let's use some of this fish because that's good eating, and it cooks quicker as well. For the first time in a long time, I'm actually having Pepsi. I've not had Pepsi for ages. I used to drink Pepsi by the bottle, 2 litre bottle, gone. Very bad for you, don't do it. highly unrecommended. But I did it all the time, and then eventually I discovered Pepsi Max, which is by far the best drink in existence. Pepsi Max being sugar free, much nicer for you. It's not the best thing for you. Don't be led into thinking that you can drink Pepsi Max and you'll not suffer anything, because you certainly will. However, yeah, Pepsi Max, very good stuff for you. And I used to drink that by the bottle as well. And then eventually we went onto cans, because cans are far more convenient. They stay fizzy for longer. Unfortunately, they are also not the cheapest thing in the world, it has to be said. And therefore, I stopped drinking it after a while, as in just quite recently, to be honest. And yeah, I kind of miss it a little bit. I'm gonna have to have a can or so every so often, I think. And the funny thing is, though, by drinking Pepsi Max all the time and then drinking actual Pepsi, you realise just how sweet Pepsi actually is. It's the same with Coke as well. If you've ever drunk Coca-Cola, it's exactly the same. I don't. The only difference is their Coke Zero is god awful. It's like drinking piss water, which is just not right. So I do try to avoid that. Actually, in fairness to Coke, actually, Coke Zero is it's like an incredibly diluted version of Coke. I like it. Awful stuff. So yeah, we don't do that. And I'm not hugely fan of actual Coke anyway. You know what I mean? I don't drink it myself. So I used to. That's the funny thing. I used to drink Coke a lot more than I did Pepsi, but I like Pepsi as well. But now I just drink Pepsi all the time, and now I don't. It's quite sad, really. F in the chat for Pepsi. Um, so yeah, so I got a pizza tonight, because why not? And I got a can of Pepsi, which was, well, it's nice enough, I suppose. But yeah, it's far too sweet now. Okay, I am laden with food, which is lovely. I don't need that though. That can be put away. Let's put this jumper in here for the time being. Need that. Everything else. Oh, I don't need that either. That can go away now as well. Just everything else fine. Everything else looks good. You have plenty of grub. We are now on our way. So let's go into my little secret compartment down here. Oh, actually, before I do that, I'll shut this. Do I shut this door? No, it's all shut. Cool. Let's go in here then. Actually, I should probably shut this door, because I just noticed they can escape, can't they? Let's just do that. I always forget that this is open down here now. They don't tend to come down here very often now, but you know, that lovely sunset, isn't that great? Do you know what I'll do first though? I've just noticed my sword and everything else is a little bit worn, and I would rather that was a bit. In fact, I've had another idea actually as well. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just repair these, obviously. I think what we'll do is we'll take some spare stuff with me, like my sword and my old armor. And the reason for that, nothing. No, nothing else. I think I'll leave everything else as it is, because what I don't want to do is do something while I'm out there and then die, which would be really unfortunate. And then I have to go all the way back and start again without any gear. I'll keep this on the boat, because the boat, I hope, isn't going to sink anytime soon, because that would be really tragic. Um, and then if I have to, I can go back into the boat. I'm gonna every so often I'll think of what I'll do is I'll make landfall, and I will just basically make a quick hut, sort of sleep there, shove a bed there, and that could be like a dropping off point. In actual fact, what I'll also, I don't know, I was thinking I might make a portal as well, but that may not be necessary. Actually, I think I'm not bothered with that idea. I will come back and fix this lot another day. I'm not going to do it right now. It's going to take too long. I need to dig all this out so my boat can come in this little tiny gap here. But we'll leave that for now. Right, it is. Oh, actually, I'll just grab this workbench just so I've got enough wood for the. Come on, there. Right, let's do that as well. Perfect. Right, let's get on board. And somehow I've got to try and manoeuvre my way out, because I'm a bit stuck at the moment. Really? Actually, how is my boat? Thinking about it. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see if this works. There we go. Think. No, I'm going to have to get out and push, aren't I? Pushing your own boat. Of course it won't budge. Okay, that's not so good. There we go. Is that better? Are we actually moving now? Go on. Go over that little bit there. Yeah, that looks loose. Excellent. Just turn it around, hopefully, like so. Hopefully I'm not going to just beach it again, because that'd be quite annoying. And we'll just go full tilt ahead and see what happens. Okay, absolutely nothing. Go on. No, I'm going to have to dig out this bit here, aren't I? Because it's just not going to clear it. Oh, I swear half my stream is just me bashing this to get the boats from being stuck. Stop doing that. Right, how's that? How's that going? Well, by hitting that boat, I got 50 pickaxe skill. Handy, very handy. Right, how's that? Is that no? See, I'm still standing up. Look, that's no good. Clearly, I need to be digging that out. Right, now can I move? Nearly. That's going to hit a tree now, isn't it? Oh. Very hard to have an epic voyage and you can't even get your bloody boat moving, isn't it? Hello to all my viewers, by the way. I can see you lurking in the background. Thank you for joining me today, or wherever you are. Nice to see you around. It's quite cool to see some familiar faces. Nice to see you just coming to see what's going on. At the moment, you're just seeing me being stuck in a boat right now and not being able to move. Oh, I think that's. I'm gonna have to fix this boat, I think, because it's a little bit beaten now. I think. Yeah. I think when I eventually, oh dear, when I actually get this sorted, I'm gonna take the time to dredge this place out. I think. No idea what it's stuck on again. There's something behind there. No, but I'm literally standing on top of the water as usual. This is so frustrating. Look at that! I'm literally on the top of the water because What's that? Look at that. That's like practically above the water. Don't like that at all. I'd like to see something added to the game that just made this process a touch easier. I don't mean like doing it for you because I don't mind having to you know make room for your boats and that sort of thing, but this whole concept of not quite deep enough to put your boat through, but too deep for you to actually walk on it, it's a little bit annoying. Like this bit, and of course you can't see into the water because you just can't. I mean, I don't see how you can. I mean, a mod will probably fix that, I imagine. But like I say, I don't do mods if I can help it. Oh, no, we're not moving, are we? Ah, that looks better. I freed myself a little bit now, I think. Have I? I have literally no idea what's keeping this boat here. It seems he's on the other side, but I can't see what it is. There, like a big rock there, or something. What's that now? I can just make that. Is that the problem? Just, it is there, isn't it? That seems to be the issue here. It looks like a big raised mound I didn't see before. I was trying to hit it without drowning isn't easy. Right, let's see if that's enough to make it move. Purely before everyone turns off and goes and watches something else, because come on, how boring is this? So I still can't move it. No idea why. There must be something right under there that I just can't seem to get to. Mind you, what's happening over here? Well, nothing. I'm actually underneath it. Okay, let's try. See, I don't think that rock's a problem. I think it's directly underneath the ship. I think where this flint is the problem. I can't get there to dig a bit. That looks a bit more promising, doesn't it? But even here, there, you can just about see it. It's literally just too high up, and I don't see how I'm gonna. I should be able to just push that off. Let's have a look. No, but I can dig here, I think, now. Let's try. And before anybody says, yes, I know I could dismantle the boat, the trouble is I've got things in the boat, and I haven't got enough room to carry it all. Nope, still not moving. I've tried digging this block out, but I don't think this is the problem. Because it could be this rock actually. It does seem to be quite low. Of course, now I'm in the water and I can't actually do anything because I'm swimming, which is really stupid. I'm not quite sure why I was stuck there either. Very frustrating. I don't understand the physics of this. You can see it. There's like a big. There seems like a really tall spire just here, and until I can somehow hit it, I'm not going to get very far. Oh, how ridiculous! I'm moving a bit more. Still can't get off that point though. Yeah, there's something I don't understand how this has worked actually. There's something else stopping it from moving. I can't. Oh, there's like a ball hitting my boat. That's not ideal. I think I'm free now. Yeah, it looks like it. Right, let's see if I can actually get out now. Oh, how frustrating, guys. Sorry about that. Let's just hope that that's enough clearance to get out now. Those balls, I think, are pushing me straight back into the same spot. It's exactly what they've done. That is incredibly annoying. And now I can't see a thing. Oh, okay. Now I'm just getting bored now. Yeah, there's a rock right under here, and I can't do anything with it. I just can't get to it because this boat's somehow that boat's allowed to go on there. And I don't think that should be allowed. There should be a block there or something to stop that from happening. All right, I've got a plan. I've got a plan. We won't, I'm not going to be defeated because that's just ridiculous. Right. Pardon me, burpees. Right, let's put this somewhere where it's not going to. Oh, come on. Right, let's just fix the boat first. That's rather important. Okay. Right, have I got anything? No, of course I haven't. Okay, let's chop these down. If in doubt, just push it out with wood. That is, yeah, surprisingly stuck. kind of what I'm hoping to do here. See, is I need to get that bit of rock there. Look. Let's see if I can hit it from here. Yes. Yeah. See, now I've got the room to actually get under there. I think I've cleared most of that now. But there's still just that bit there, look, and I can't quite get it. Maybe if I get rid of that, and then yeah, see the boat's moved off it now, look, and I can probably just clear this off now. I'm going to stand upright, of course. It's not quite going to stand on it, is it? That looks better. Right, let me grab this again. Actually, do you know what? I've probably got plenty of wood now, haven't I? Oh no, I haven't actually. As long as I've got 10 wood, that's what I really care about. Why have I got? Why am I heavy? Oh, rocks. Don't need those, do we? Right. Oh, that should do. Now, hopefully, I can get on with it now. We're still stuck on something. Right, now we're free. Right, this time I'll back up very, very carefully. Just turn very gently. You get the boat facing forwards, but without getting too close to that rock, which is exactly what's happening again. Look. Let's try this way. Nope, it's exact. It's like it's sucking it into this side, and I can't seem to get away from it. Look at that. I'm not. I'm. That's insane. What is that about? That makes no sense. Go on. Ease forward. Ignore the rock. Ignore the rock. There is no rock. Finally! My God, that's taken me what, half an hour? That's insane. Oh, for God's sake! Now I'm stuck again. Hopefully that's not so serious this time, though. Yes, I definitely need to be dredging this out. Come on. Come on, deal with it. Right, get through these reeds and we'll be fine. Oh, for God's sake. Of course, I can't see sod all now because it's. Look at that, it's just like shining. I believe we are almost free. I can even put my sails up now. God for that. It's got a little bit more to get through, which is this bit here. But if I just power through, oh, ignore the rock. The rock isn't there. It doesn't exist. It's fine. Keep going. Keep going. Just keep going. Don't get stuck. Go on. You can do it. Come on. Push it forward. Push it forward. And there we go. I hope. Hey, finally. Oh, what a disaster that was. There's the music. Right, after all of that, I'll just avoid this island as well. That'd be quite good, wouldn't it? we will go forwards, and we'll just keep going forwards until we see some land. Because I haven't been this way before, you see. Well, anybody who actually stuck around there, you have my admiration, because that was incredibly boring. Very, very frustrating. While I understand that there's going to be a bit of realism in this game, I think I would kind of like to see some form of, you know, anti-stuck thing, just to help get away from these issues. Because while I understand that, you've got to be careful where you go, the water is not clear enough so you can see where you're going. And while I understand that again in real life that's probably the way it is, why is the graphics so bad? Oh, that stream's awful. Right, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let me just check and see if anybody's even bothering to watch on YouTube, because I bet they're not. I have no viewers on YouTube, so I will shut that stream down. I think I can do that, if I remember rightly. Oh, before I do that, let's not crash into the land over there. Is that new land? It is new land, actually. But we'll just. It's a bit too close, so we'll just keep going forwards a little bit, just to see if there's anything else around here. So let's just do that. Right, let's turn this stream up down, because that's awful. I don't know why it's so slow. Uh, right, that's turned off. Restart your broadcast. Well, I can't actually stop it. Thanks, Restream, trying to steal my cash. Right, well, what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna restart the stream because this is way too slow to deal with. So don't go away. I'll be back.